It's Luke and Naomi.
Episode 119. It's 2 weeks in a row. Just saying.
We're doing good.
Just saying we're doing good. If you can hear it, Naomi's with us.
I'm here.
Sounds like Naomi, doesn't it?
What's wrong with the way I sound?
Naomi's getting over a bit of laryngitis, so you might notice her voice is a little different than normal. I swear to God, it's not AI.
No, I'm really here. My voice may crack a little bit in and out, but it is sounding so much better.
Way better.
The other day, I completely lost it. Like, nothing would come out.
Like, couldn't go to work.
Yeah, because I have to talk to people all day, and I couldn't. I'm like, nobody is going to be able to understand me, which was kind of a bummer because I haven't been at work that long. So to call in already, I was like, listen, I'm not...
I think
hungover.
you did the 90 days thing, right? Like you got past that.
I made it past 90 days.
Made that window, right? But,
yeah, but I still felt bad, and it was like, listen, I'm not hungover. I didn't go out and do anything. I just legit lost my voice.
You mentioned hungover twice. Have you called in for being hungover a lot?
No. Maybe when I was younger.
Naomi and I we worked together for so long, and I wasn't going to call in and make her do a show by herself, and she wasn't going to do that to me and stuff. So I don't know anything about your calling into work history.
Right, which I didn't. I don't call into work.
But why is being hungover the first thing?
I don't know, because that seems like a good reason to call in sick. Doesn't it?
Do people do that? That should be a question.
I would hope so.
Is it kosher to call into work hungover?
I think so. Because, if you're that hungover that you can't do your job, you might as well call in sick.
All right. Welcome to episode 119, Luke and Naomi On-air, featuring Naomi's Under a Rock reviews.
And we're not hungover.
We're not No, that's not hungover voice at all.
No.
No, it's like 8 o'clock at night right now. I'm missing the Lions and Bucks game right as we're recording. So yeah. How about that? I'm Luke Austin. That's Naomi Lynn. I've seen a ton of movies. Naomi's working on it.
Getting there.
Yep. And so basically... the way it goes is if you've seen it, relive your first time watching through Naomi's eyes. If you've never seen it either, should you? But honestly, if you've never seen it either, do you really want to listen right now? Maybe.
Yeah, it might ruin it for you.
Nah, screw it. If you're here, you're here. Let's go. Buckle up.
Okay.
We got a great review of Psycho coming up. Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho from 1960.
1960. Yeah, black and white movie.
Is, I believe, officially the oldest movie we've done on our reviews so far.
I don't know. What about It's a Wonderful Life?
Oh, It's a Wonderful Life. How the hell old is that movie?
I don't know. I feel like it's older than 1960.
Oh, so maybe that second oldest movie we've done on our podcast so far. I'm looking forward to your thoughts on this one because now I've seen Psycho, and I can't believe I have, to be honest with you.
Right.
But the last time I saw it, I was a kid, and we were actually at, I want to say Universal Studios or something, and we saw it in 3D.
Cool.
But I was like 10.
Yeah.
So there's that. But, Hitchcock, the master of suspense and all of that stuff. So I'm excited to see what you think about, the suspense and his style and a lot of that stuff.
I have to wonder, though, being a 10-year-old watching a movie in black and white, were you not interested? Or were you still like, hey, this is kind of cool?
No, I was, because again, the setting was that of Universal Studios. So beforehand, it was, a little bit about Alfred Hitchcock. And I remember... when his show was on TV, when the music when that would come on, that means I'm changing the channel because Nickelodeon's over and now it's Nick at Night.
Oh, okay.
And I watched a couple episodes of Alfred Hitchcock Presents, with my dad. I was telling you about the one that I remember the most the other day. Mm-hmm. And so all of that stuff. So when that came, to see it in theaters, it was like, yeah, okay, I know who he is. I'm going to check it out.
Okay, so you were on board with it.
I was on board with it. So we'll see. And as far as on board, it was Naomi's idea to watch Psycho.
Yeah, it was.
Being that it's, October, it's Halloween season, it's spooky season, if you will.
It's spooky season, yes. And I wanted to get into, classic. I wanted a classic movie. We've done, oh gosh, now I can't even remember. Friday the 13th.
Jason and Freddy.
Nightmare on Elm Street. And we'll have another one of those coming up. But I wanted to get into some old school horror movie.
Right. So
without being too gruesome.
Without, spoiling any of the review, would you consider this horror?
Not really, but I can see it being considered horror in 1960.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So Psycho reviews coming up. Last week we mentioned that we're already gearing up for our not so polar plunge. You almost
called
had me.
it, polar
You almost had me
plunge.
there. It's the not so polar plunge, which if you have no idea what we're talking about, every New Year's we jump in the ocean here in North Carolina, where it's absolutely beautiful and easy to do.
It's still
Not the
cold.
easiest. It's still cold, 55-degree water and all of that stuff. But usually the air temperature's like 70. So it's easy to warm up afterwards, especially with a hot toddy or something like that waiting for you. And the last couple of years, we've been encouraging everybody to donate to a charity because the Polar Plunge itself started as a charity thing. And they raise great money for Special Olympics every year and all of that stuff. So since we are not the Polar Plunge, we're the Not So Polar Plunge, we have been encouraging everybody, donate to a charity that you might dig or something like that.
Something near and dear to your heart.
Well, this year, never mind your thing. We want you to get in on our thing.
Yeah, this year we're putting the call out there for some help to raise money for a great organization.
So we found a charity that's not, one of these big major charities, but is still, of course, all charities are great. But this is really, really cool. And it's such a niche, but what they do for kids in Dominican Republic is absolutely wonderful. We took a vacation to Dominican earlier this year and met some really, really amazing people who started this charity. Shout out to Jorge, to El Poopy. He started this charity, the Caribbean Surf Connection. And they bring kids from, the inner city in Dominican and around there and give them life, basically. They get them away from bad and bring them to good.
That's right. And, and then to help teach them life skills as well. They just do so much, and it's really cool. And it's not something that, a lot of people are talking about or thinking about. So that's why this means a lot to us. And I think it's a great organization, and we want to get the word out about it. And we just want to help raise some funds and make a difference in these kids' lives.
They make the difference in such a unique way, and it's through surfing, which Naomi and I would love to be surfers. We are going to eventually, try to learn surfing.
It's
not the easiest thing to do later on, but we're going to have some fun. But the surfing community is absolutely wonderful, and we've met a few friends and have, kind of started to hang out on the fringes and all of that stuff and learn just how great the surfing community is. And so what this Caribbean Surf Connection charity does is it brings kids into that world. That community, and it shows them there's life outside of poverty, outside of, rough neighborhoods.
Violence and things like that.
Thank you. I couldn't come up with violence. That's a great just choice of words. So what we're going to do to raise money for is help sponsor a kid. Mm-hmm. And it costs about $175 to sponsor one athlete from Dominican and get them into surfing. And that includes, all of it with getting into the community, learning, the rules of the surfing competitions, how to actually judge, and more and more and more. There's so much stuff, the education and all of that. So the $175 for one athlete, and we're going to try to raise as much money as we can so we can sponsor as many kids, but our goal this year is to get at least one kid sponsored. Right. So it's a 2-day competition in the Cabarete area of Dominican Republic, which that's where we visited and we love it. And that includes they've got to cover government permits. They pay for live stream videos. They pay for, memberships of heats. They pay for judges. They pay for coordinators, flag people, announcers, setups, breakdown, gasoline for equipment transport, sound systems, breakfast and lunch for staff. And this is all, we're going to have links to the website if you want to check it out yourself. And you don't have to go through us. If you want to, sponsor a kid and do that, you absolutely can.
Absolutely. We'd be more than happy that, that your funds are going to help out this great organization. We're just like the middle people here, and we're hoping to, raise a couple of dollars while doing our Not So Polar Plunge and getting more people involved and just spreading the word about this.
We like to spread the word and help out our friends, and that's exactly what we want to do by telling our other friends about this wonderful charity and organization, Caribbean Surf Connections, where you can check them out. And if you do click on the link and you're looking at their website and all that, check out the Surfers for Autism Dominican Republic page and the work they do in that arena as well.
It's amazing.
absolutely super cool. So,
Just unbelievable.
Yeah, we're going to tell you a little bit more about the CSC as we get closer and closer to New Year's and get to our not so polar plunge and see if we can't help get some kids, sponsored, some other kids sponsored, because, they do a really good job raising funds for these kids. We just want to
jump in on it.
Jump in on it. Yes, that's right. Get in on some good stuff. So there we go. That is the extent of our seriousness for the moment, I suppose.
Yeah, I think so.
How about that? We get into some goofy stuff of the week, a little section we like to kind of call the morning show throwback.
I like just morning show. I don't think you need a throwback in there.
I could let it be a work in progress title.
Yeah.
Maybe whatever. It doesn't matter. It's time though for your recurrent dose of Did You Know? We got some random facts for episode 119. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Decent ones this week.
We'll see.
I think.
I'll be the judge of that.
Did you know a caterpillar called the tobacco hornworm uses bad breath to scare off predators?
That's awesome.
But dig this, it's a tobacco hornworm, right? It eats tobacco. So it's got like smoker's breath, which works.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? I think we had a boss that had bad smoker's breath at one point or something like that. I don't know. Did you know frozen foods will never expire if you keep them at 0 degrees Fahrenheit or lower?
Okay. I can see that. I mean, I'll cut up veggies before they go bad and throw them in the freezer just to prolong their life.
Do we keep it at 0 degrees Fahrenheit or lower?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't pay attention.
Our fridge is amazing and like all high tech and actually tells us the temperature on there, and it's 0 degrees.
You're really going to bat for the fridge there.
It's a nice fridge.
All right. It almost sounded like you got a little fire. Hey, leave the fridge alone.
Legit. It's set for 0 degrees, and then you can change it if you want to. I think when we moved in, it was set to like -3 or something. I'm like, we don't need that. 0 degrees is
Zero
fine.
is good. All right. So never go bad, but the flavor and texture can degrade over time.
Well, of course.
Yeah. Did you know there's no copyright or patent on magic tricks?
Interesting.
If a magician invents a trick, it's anyone's to use. You just have to figure out how it's done. But
right.
Of course, they have, the unwritten magician's code where you just don't do that.
Yeah.
Sort of like comedians, and then some people do it and everybody gets mad at them, which we should, right? You don't steal jokes or magic tricks. Did you know a study in 2012 found there have been more than 200 academic papers published on Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Why?
I don't know. I never got into Buffy.
What is this obsession with her? Yeah.
She slays vampires.
So what?
Buffy was like the first fan show before, everything was Marvel and DC and all of that stuff. So
Okay.
I think that's why everybody loves it so much. But yeah, so 200 academic papers, which is the most studied television show or movie. I find that hard to believe because there's like college courses all about Klingon.
Right.
And shit like that. But Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Alien is next.
Weird.
Yeah. Finally, did you know starting in the early 80s, pieces of telephone shaped like Garfield washed up on beaches in France?
Okay.
And no one knew why.
A ship carrying a whole bunch of Garfield memorabilia crashed?
In 2019, a farmer found a wrecked shipping container in a cave that was slowly spilling out the phones and had been since the 80s.
Yeah, that makes sense.
How about that? That's
Just
your daily
kinda
dose
weird.
of Did You Know? Some random facts. Your daily dose. That's your recurrent
you
dose
did.
of Did You Know?
I didn't even catch it. You could have just kept going.
I could have just kept. Paul would be out there screaming at me, though. It's recurrent. So, Naomi and I being married and doing a show and spending a lot of time together, stuff like that, we have plenty of, I guess you would call them inside jokes.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, I'm sure they're, if nobody else knows them, I guess that's what you call them. But Kristen Bell and Dax Shepard are, I don't know, a very famous couple right now. They're,
Yeah, everybody knows them.
super happily married and all that, and they're all over the internet. And I believe they do a podcast together or something like that.
Oh, that's cool.
Also, if I can't remember the name of it, it looks cool. Haven't caught much of it. I see clips of it every now and then, if that's what I'm thinking about anyway. But people are kind of scrutinizing Kristen's anniversary message to Dax Shepard. They're saying it's giving women the ick. Her message to him.
Interesting.
So
Okay.
she posted a picture of them hugging with the caption, "Happy 12th wedding anniversary to the man who once said to me, I would never kill you." I guess. So
hang on, I'm pondering this here.
The quote continues. The caption continues. A lot of men have killed their wives at a certain point. Even though I'm heavily incentivized to kill you, I never would. So people are calling it weird as hell.
I mean, it is weird, but whatever. I mean, I don't really think it's that big of a deal.
I think it's kind of a cute way, like you can openly talk about something morbid like that, but people are really freaking out. One person's like, may this type of relationship never find me. And somebody else started hollering at him about domestic abuse and, shit like that. Like,
well, it's because nothing else happened today. So everybody's got to get bent out of shape on something.
That's absolutely
Oh my goodness. A famous person posted something online. Let me get angry about this.
Yeah, somebody said it's not cool that she posted it to 60 million followers during Domestic Abuse Awareness Month where, statistics and stuff.
Yeah. Like, I'm sorry that you're triggered by that. I am.
Kind of dumb, though, right?
But it's just, whatever. They had a conversation and they... posted about it. Like you said, inside joke.
It makes me want to have a topic like, what is your craziest inside joke? But then nobody would get it, right? So I don't. It
wouldn't make sense.
But I think the topic should be, how many inside jokes do you have that if you, said them in public or acted them out in public would get you thrown out of restaurants?
Oh, wow.
I can think of several of our followers that are couples that are like, there's 2 or 3 couples immediately I can think of that would fit right into that category. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
But that's why they stay inside jokes.
That's right. Inside jokes. And, post them all over the internet if you're a celebrity. Why not? Give people something to talk about.
That's right. Makes you irrelevant.
This is a little bit better. And I want to know if anybody's heard of this before from a different place. But the University of Montana has this crazy Halloween October pumpkin mystery that's been going on for, I guess, 30 years, which is surprising.
I love it. It's a mystery and it's Halloween. Like, it's perfect.
It is. So every year, a pumpkin appears stuck on the top of a spire high on top of their main hall in the university's, it's in Missoula, Montana.
Okay.
Like on campus is what I'm trying to say. I think that was implied. It's been happening for about 30 years, and it's not as simple as like somebody climbed the roof, because you have to climb a roof. You get all the way up there, then climb the clock tower that's there. Then, you got to get out on the roof and then go up the spire to get the pumpkin onto it. And it's just, nobody knows how it's been done. It's such a perilous climb. The university decided, you know what, we're just going to do this ourselves every year so that nobody tries to do it and ends up getting killed falling off the roof, right? But the pranksters keep beating them to it.
That's funny.
Isn't it funny?
I like this.
I swear to God, I've seen this either in a movie or a different university, or I saw this before and didn't remember that it's Montana.
Put the two together, yeah.
But yeah, so the students have just added that to the challenge. They have to try to get that done. Now, nobody knows supposedly who does this. So it's unclear if it's a series of students or if it's like, one person who's been doing this over and over again.
I don't think it's going to be one person. I bet you there's like a whole team. And they get together and they go, okay, we're going to do this next Thursday at 3 a.m. This person's got the rope. This person's going to like stand guard. You have to have a team to be able to pull this off. Right? Especially something so scary like that,
I mean, it is 2025. Cameras are abundant, especially on college campuses. But do we really have them facing the roof?
No, you have them like on the roof facing down.
Of course. So, the local news, though, talked with somebody who I guess is from the climbing community who was anonymous. And they did the whole like FBI informant job where they blurred their face and changed their voice.
They talked like this.
Yeah. So they said that they knew somebody who has done it. And, it's a thing. So it does suggest also the team of coordinated, that's what the news station, of course, said. So I just... It's interesting because if it's like a fraternity or sorority or something like that, really keeping that quiet and passed down for 30 years
that's awesome.
That's a feat in and of itself, right? So if that's how that goes, that's super cool. But it's October and a pumpkin mystery is fun.
That's the fraternity that everybody wants to be a part of because they, somebody knows. They know if you get into that fraternity, That's what you get to do.
But,
you
like,
get to be a part of the pumpkin thing.
How do you know? You can't use that as a recruitment tool because then everybody would know who's doing this.
You don't use it as a recruitment tool. There's just the rumors that go around.
Oh, they might
And then
be the
people are
ones or
like,
something like
oh,
that.
I want to be a part of that group because I know.
It's like Skull and Bones, except for it's,
Pumpkin.
the pumpkin frat.
Yeah.
That's not the same at all. Anyway. All right. You talk about your thing now.
My thing.
Yeah, Naomi's been so excited to talk about this. So here we go.
You mean we're going to talk about Taco Bell?
Of course we're going to talk about Taco Bell.
We are going to talk about Taco Bell. Now, I'm going to need your help with this because I don't know all the details.
I have the details ready.
So I just stumbled across this, like scrolling on Facebook, and saw that there's this like run that you can do in Denver that has stops in Taco Bells. And I'm like, okay, what the heck is this? So I click on it to get more information. And find out that, oh my gosh, this is a death sentence. So it's like a 51-mile run. First of all, 51 miles.
It is an ultra marathon.
It is, for many reasons.
Oh, it's 31 miles, sorry. 31.
Is it 31?
Yeah. It's a 50K.
Oh, okay, that's where I got the 50 from.
Either way,
okay.
So
it's 31 miles.
Oh, okay, that 20 miles. No, I'm still not doing it.
I mean, after the third mile, they all blend together, right? You're fine.
I wouldn't know.
So 31 miles. But part of this run, you have to stop at Taco Bell's and order something. There's a specific thing that you have to order at these Taco Bells. So you can't just get like a taco at each stop or, some cinnamon, what are those things? Cinnamon twists. No, you have to get like a Crunchwrap Supreme.
Remember when
or
she
a
said death
Nachos
sentence?
Bel Grande. With even how crazy this is, I want to train for this.
It's so
This
funny.
is the reason to be able to run that much. It's not to run a freaking marathon. Who cares? Oh, I ran 26 miles, which I say that sarcastically, but honestly, that's such a huge feat. It really is. But no, you train so that you can run 31 miles and eat a ton of Taco Bell at the same time and not throw up.
You need an iron sphincter.
Yeah, I was trying to tiptoe
It's
around
okay.
that
It's
and
okay.
not drop any F-bombs
They know.
or any sort of
They
swears.
They know. It's okay.
Yeah.
They know. They know
Yeah,
what's going
they
on.
know.
We have the official rules here.
I'm ready for
By
this.
the way.
Like, I'm telling you, this may be a bucket list thing for me.
You're going to have to bring a bucket if that's what you mean.
I want to know. I really like
Just run. It's like trick or treat where kids drag buckets, but for a way grosser reason.
a different reason, yeah. Like, no, like I've been running a little bit here and there. I'm not very good at it. I can't go very far, but I try to go a little bit further each time. This is what I want to train for. This right here.
All right. So the rules are, again, this is in Denver, which has to make it all the more difficult because you're,
I guess I didn't really think about that either.
mile high and all of that stuff, which, probably a lot more than a mile high, if you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, you have to be present at all 10 Taco Bell stops along the courses. 0 tolerance for course cutting. You have to eat a menu item from at least 9 of the 10 Taco Bell stops.
So one of them you can just kind of hang out?
By the 4th stop, all entrants must have consumed at least one Chalupa Supreme or one Crunchwrap Supreme.
Fair enough.
Dietary restrictions are allowed within reason. So we're going to scrutinize. By the 8th stop of 10, all entrants must have consumed at least one Burrito Supreme or one Nachos Bel Grande.
Yes, I'm here for that.
No, you just like Nachos Bel Grande. You don't want to eat that and run.
I'm going to practice. I'm going to get Taco Bell. I'm going to eat Nachos Bel Grande, and I'm going to go for a run and see how far I can go without getting sick.
You have to finish in under 11 hours.
That's the part I'll have a hard time with.
Yeah, I guess so. That's the part. Drinks do not count as food. So you can't get, I grabbed a water or a Pepsi or something like that at the last one or, whatever they have. Entrants must keep all receipts and wrappers for confirmation, and an off-course bathroom break will be allowed at one stop. Survivors, it says survivors. It just says survivors. Survivors will eventually get a commemorative item after successful completion of the run. Most likely the eventually part is after they hose you off. If you intend to participate, RSVP statement, blah, 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 blah. No on-course Pepto, Alka-Seltzer, Pepsid AC, Mylanta, or anything of the sort will be allowed. Additional rules may be added, amended, or changed to promote the intent of the run, which is to do something completely stupid.
I like it.
Rule number 13 says, congratulations, with a question mark. No joke. There is a asterisk that says Diablo Challenge.
Oh, my goodness.
And they use the word lather, which I don't like in context of the rest of this. Lather all items with Diablo sauce and do a Diablo shooter at the end.
Oh, my gosh. That sounds horrific.
The Baja Blast Challenge. Drink an aggregate of 2 liters of Baja Blast during the run.
Oh, my gosh.
Without vomiting.
That's terrible. I don't want to do any of those added challenges. I just want to do the basic 31 miles and 10 Taco Bell items. I'm sorry, it's 9 Taco Bell items. I can handle that.
No, you
I
can't.
can do it.
No, this woman once said to me in serious, just dead serious, straight face, I could eat 7 Whoppers in a sitting. If you've met Naomi, you know she could not.
I could. I know I could. One day, we are going to do that, and I'm going to show you that I can eat 7 Whoppers in one sitting.
No, you are not.
Fine, then let me do this Taco Bell challenge.
No. No. I'll tell you what. We'll go and watch one. And
I don't want to watch that.
And then if you watch people do it and die, then you still want to do it? It's like that. Like
no, because I don't want to watch people, like, get sick and stuff.
Well, thankfully, they're already done with this year's, so you ain't going in 2025.
No, I need like 5 years to train for this dang thing.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. But let me train for this. Come on. You'll get free Taco Bell out of the deal.
Yeah, I'll get free Taco Bell out of the deal.
Yeah, I will buy you Taco Bell as I train.
I'm just, at a loss after that. your absolute, I could do that. Like, is just the confidence.
I'm very confident.
Is wonderful, but it's also like you're a little crazy. You're just a little crazy.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's fair.
Just a little crazy. Not psycho, though. How about that? Speaking of which, are you ready?
Dun-dun-dun.
That part is absolutely your favorite, isn't it? The
I couldn't stop doing that last night after the movie was over.
Are you ready?
I am. The question is, are you guys?
Let's do it. Naomi Lynn's Under a Rock review of Psycho, which is weird because all you knew is that it existed, but you really wanted to watch it.
Oh, it gets real weird here.
All right, let's do it.
All right. Ready? All right. So the movie starts with some intense music. But it's very familiar. It's not the music we just played. If you need a refresher, put on Psycho and listen to that.
I was gonna pull that up too, but I didn't want to get hit with copyright. It's got to be like such a short clip for us to not get dinged and the video pulled off of YouTube. But I did want to open with that too.
Right. But that music, it was so intense and it was so familiar, and I'm like, why is this familiar? Then I realized I recognized it from The Simpsons.
Of course you did.
It's one of the Treehouse of Horror episodes where Bart and Lisa have enemies and make a plan to kill each other's enemies so that the crime isn't traced back to each other. So that's where I thought this movie was going. I was like, do I already...
Oh, you thought it was Strangers on a Train.
Yeah.
Which I believe is Hitchcock.
Which makes sense why they have the same music.
Type of music,
yes.
Yeah. There you go.
So what is a Simpson? It's like Dial M for Murder, isn't it?
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's not, but yeah. Maybe, whatever.
It doesn't matter. But it was the same music. And I was like, oh my gosh, if The Simpsons just ruined this entire movie for me. So at this point, I'm just like, okay, let's just see what happens here. So we meet Sam.
It's Hitchcock, by the way. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. We meet Sam. He's a divorced guy who's got a lot of debt. He's seeing Marion, young woman who's not married but seems very interested in Sam.
Janet Leigh is Marion, by the way. I guess that was a famous actress at some point.
In the 60s?
In the 60s.
Yeah. They do their meetups and cheap hotels. She wants them to go public, be official, that whole thing. But when Sam is in town in Arizona, they do meet up. We see Marion head to work. She's got like a real estate job, maybe. Her boss comes back from lunch with this rich guy that just bought a house and hands Marion $40,000 in cash.
Crazy.
Yeah. And he's like flirting with her the whole time he's doing it too. It's just kind of weird. And you can tell like she just doesn't care. So her boss heads into the office with the rich man. He turns to Marion and says that he doesn't want the money in the office over the weekend and tells her to put it in like the safety deposit box at the bank. And she tells him, I'm not feeling well. I've got a headache. I'm going to drop this money off and I'm going to go home.
Yeah, if somebody gave me an envelope with 40 grand, I'd get a little dizzy too.
Yeah, it happened to the best of us.
I gotta go.
That's not what she ends up doing, though. She takes the money, goes home for the rest of the afternoon and the weekend, packs a bag, and makes a plan to drive up to see Sam, wherever he lives. At this point, we don't know. We find out shortly, though. So she stops on the side of the road after it starts getting late. Apparently, she fell asleep all night there. Police officer comes by, checks on her, but she's acting awfully squirrely.
Real squirrely.
Like, what the hell, girl? Are you trying to get caught here?
Is it, is it just because it's a movie in 1960? But yeah, like it's real, but she's just fidgety as all hell. And
not only that, but did I break any laws? I need to go. I'm in a hurry. Really?
She gets all white lady on him and stuff like that. It's intense.
Anyway, she acts
Poor
like she's
choice,
just,
in my opinion.
she acts like she's in a hurry, so he lets her go, but he actually follows her. She makes her way to an auto shop and trades in her vehicle, but the cop from earlier has followed her there. So now she's in California. He followed her there, and she's getting a new vehicle. Like, it seems like kind of a weird thing to do while the cop is watching you do this.
Yeah, and like she was watching him the whole time.
Yeah, so it was like, you guys both know what's happening here.
Do they say where the cop is from?
No.
Because it's like Arizona to California, isn't it?
Yeah. But whenever she was like pulled over,
so
I assume she was in
California
at that point. There's signs for Bakersfield, as the cop is following her. So I guess that was the case.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So anyway, she gets a new vehicle and apparently doesn't care that the cop watched her do this and everything. And he trades her vehicle in, gets this new vehicle, pays $700 in cash out of that $40,000 she had. Now it's raining, it's dark. She decides to stop and finds herself at a motel, the Bates Motel. And all I can think of is The Office when Jim and Pam stay at Dwight's bed and breakfast and they're naming veggie punt hotels like the Radish Inn and Beats Motel and all of that.
So you had no clue that this is where Bates Motel is from?
Nope, no idea.
No idea whatsoever?
Nope.
But you had heard Bates Motel before?
Yeah.
But
I had no idea what it had to. I knew it was like a scary movie.
Your first thought was The Office when you realized that's what it was. I love it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
The Radish Inn. I love it.
Beats Motel.
Anyways, she pulls up to the motel, gets a room. She's the only one there, and the owner, Norman Bates, asks her to have dinner with him. And she agrees, which I think is kind of odd, but I mean, I guess if you're hungry,
Is that old school too? You know what I mean? Does that count like as old school hospitality? Like, is that normal then? I don't know.
I assumed it was the opposite.
I'm not from
I feel
that.
like that's too casual.
Like very informal and all that. But yeah, I don't know, because like hitchhiking and stuff like that, it's very different, right?
Yeah, for sure. At this point, she's trying to find a place to stash her money in the motel, and at this point, I'm like frustrated with this girl. She's starting to piss me off a little bit. What are you thinking?
And here we go.
You're not staying there for a week. Why are you placing the money somewhere in the room? She's looking in the dresser with her envelope full of money, like she's going to put it in there. Then the writing desk, then over by the nightstand. No, keep it in your bag. If you don't want it in the envelope, like divide it into a couple different sections. That way, if somebody finds some of it, they don't find all of it. But why are you stashing it in the room? What?
It's annoying as hell. It really
so
is watching her run around the room with this envelope full of money. Even before when the cop had stopped and he had to see her ID or something and he walked away. And like, she puts everything back in her purse and then puts the money on top.
Yeah.
And maybe that's just, old movie stuff. They didn't pay attention to the blocking or something like that. But
I don't think that's the case. I think she's an idiot.
She's just dizzy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she ends up wrapping it in a newspaper that she bought earlier, which I was like, okay, well, that's smart. That's fine. But then she puts it right on the nightstand. Put the newspaper back in your bag of things.
Like, are you not going to continue on with your luggage?
Asking for trouble. Asking for trouble.
That whole part just kind of makes me mad that Norman never found the money,
I know. At that point, I'm like, if you're going to be dumb about it, you should lose that money.
I love the red herring, too, of, her and this getaway and the money and, like, what's going to happen with that. And it's just not even a point.
Yeah, the money doesn't even matter.
It's great.
Yeah. So while she's busy being crazy and stashing the money, we hear a conversation coming from the main house where Norman is. Apparently his mom lives there too, and she's not approving of him having Marion over for sandwiches.
And milk.
Yeah. Getting some creepy vibes from that interaction, which, you're supposed to.
Norman?
It gets creepier. Even creepier than that. Norman brings food to Marion, and they sit in the office while she eats. Their conversation ends up getting...
In the parlor.
Yeah, the back part of the office.
The creepiest room ever.
With all these stuffed birds.
Oh, my God.
Their conversation gets really, really weird. She mentions that it seems like his mother is hurting him, that maybe she should be sent away. Apparently, she's ill. Now, this suggestion makes Norman go a little, crazy. He goes on this crazy rant.
He's very defensive, right?
Yeah. But then he starts saying things like he thought about it, too. And,
he's all over the place.
And then he starts going on that she's just a little mad sometimes, but aren't we all? And it's like, what? This guy is weird. I do not trust him. I don't know. You can tell there's obviously something more going on.
No, at this point, the name Norman Bates?
No.
Really? You just know, you've heard of Bates Motel?
Yeah.
Because there has to be some pop culture reference. We're like, nowadays it's Norman Bates. Like he went all Norman Bates on me. It just got weird and stuff. You know what I mean? Like you've probably heard
that before. Yes. As soon as you said that, I was like, hey, wait a minute. No, I think I have heard that before.
Right. So, but that didn't click in at all. So you just hear, and you're just, I love how fresh and absolutely oblivious to all of this you are. It's wonderful.
Listen, at this point, I still think it has to do with the Simpsons episode. Because my next note is if it has anything to do with that Simpsons Treehouse episode, Norman is going to kill Marion's boss, or maybe the guy she stole the money from, and he's going to expect Marion to kill his mom.
Wow.
That's where I thought this was going. And I am completely wrong. Oh my gosh. So Marion takes a shower, and we have our famous psycho killer shower scene.
Oh, wait, here we go.
Dun dun. Dun dun.
And my favorite
dun,
little,
dun.
tidbit to the end of that is the blood in the shower scene was chocolate syrup.
Yeah.
Universal Studios.
My notes on here said, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, that.
Yep, I actually put a bunch of E's together there.
Nice.
Marion being stabbed. She grabs for the shower curtain and pulls it off the rod as she dies. Dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun.
Why even play it?
I mean, it's in my notes. I didn't know you were going to pull it up here.
Yeah, you did.
I got to give you the full review effect here.
All right, so it's the shower scene.
Yeah.
It's one of the most famous scenes in cinema, in film, and, all of that.
This is what I knew of Psycho.
This is Psycho. This is Psycho, okay? Yeah. Norman Bates, the house, the mother, but this is Psycho. So, as this scene's going on, you're realizing it. Mm-hmm. Now, you knew of the scene before? Mm-hmm. So it's really interesting piecing together what exactly you knew and what you didn't. So, Bates Motel was in your mind. You knew that. Did you know that they are the same movie?
No.
That's just fun.
No, I had no idea where Bates Motel came from. I had no idea that it had to do with this movie. I knew the shower scene was in this movie, and then the noise.
The noise, of course, yes. And
thank you again, Simpsons, for that as well.
Of course, with Maggie and Homer. And
when she hits him in the head and he pulls like, I don't know, this cloth. Oh, he pulls the cloth down and paint falls.
Yes.
And the paint is the like blood going down the drain.
The paint goes down the drain and all of that stuff. And, oh, man, I had one more question. Okay, yeah, that's what it is. So, at this point, this is like, I don't even think you're halfway into the movie.
No.
At this. So is that, what are you thinking now?
Well, so at this point, I got a little confused. I remember thinking about this because I thought Marion's got to be like the main character of this movie. She stole this money. She's a fugitive now. Well,
she's like second build in the whole thing too.
This is supposed to be a big deal. And then she's dead already.
It's crazy.
And I'm like, this isn't the climax of the movie. You're telling me the shower scene isn't the climax of Psycho.
Right. That's what I was.
So a little confused of where we're going to go with this movie. But, you kind of switch gears. You go, okay, well, we're going to deal with the killer now.
And you get a lot more, but somehow that scene just became
the big part of the scene. Probably because she was showering and it's the 60s and they showed her belly button.
I imagine it is. And so, usually we break everything down after all the review and all the notes and stuff. But being that it's the shower scene and it is not even the climax or, high point or centerpiece of the movie, I just wanted to get your thoughts on that now.
So at this point, we hear Norman yelling, "Blood!" And he knows what happened. So he goes to Marion's room where he finds her dead in the shower. He seems freaked out, but knows what he's got to do. He drags her onto the shower curtain, cleans up all the blood. Then he puts her in the trunk of her vehicle with all her belongings, including the newspaper with $40,000 rolled up in it. I mean, none of the dollars fell out. Like, what the heck? $40,000. So he drives the vehicle up to a pond, gets out, pushes it into the murky water until it's completely submerged with $40,000 in the trunk. The fact that the money wasn't a big part of this movie.
Not at all.
It didn't make a difference.
It was just like, a way to get her to run away, I guess? Like that. It was just a device. That's all. It's so funny because, nowadays in movies, like that's such a thing. Mm-hmm. That, everything revolves around the money or the scam or what have you. Keeping the money, not letting people know about it. It's awesome.
Nothing.
And then I love in the pond though, and I feel like I've seen this repeated over and over again too, where the car just stopped sinking. Mm-hmm. You know what it was? Righteous Gemstones. That's what I'm thinking of.
Oh yeah, because I was thinking the same thing with that scene.
Righteous
where
Gemstones.
The car goes into the murky water, you hear it bubbling, it drops, but it doesn't sink all the way. And then you see Norman like standing there just kind of watching it.
He looks like he's got kind of an oh shit look on his face.
Yeah, and then it starts sinking more, and then he's got a weird smile on his face. That actor right there did one heck of a job.
Anthony Perkins.
Very creepy man. All right. So now we meet Marion's sister. She shows up to Sam's hardware store. She's looking for Marion and thought that she might be there. Sam at this point also has no idea that she's missing. And on top of that, a private investigator comes in as well, also looking for more information. He ends up checking out a bunch of hotels, motels, Holiday Inn, trying to see if Marion had stayed in town or if like she's still around, if somebody's hiding her, all of that. So he ends up at the Bates Motel and speaks with Norman, who gets caught in a lie about Marion, which is a really awkward conversation.
Awesome scene.
Yeah, they do such a good job with it, but it's so like
suspenseful.
Yeah.
Master of suspense.
It was so well done. He gets caught in the lie, and then he does this like goofy laugh, like trying to play it off. It's just awful. It's awful.
Yeah.
So suspicions arise, and now he wants to check every room to make sure Marion still isn't there. Norman ends up telling him, "Sure, you can come with me while I, change out these bed sheets."
Go right ahead, my man.
Yep. At this point, I'm thinking, well, maybe he'll find like a spot of blood or something like was missed while
A piece of clothing and
something. Which that doesn't end up happening either. So at this point, I'm going to stop guessing because I'm way off with this movie.
It's great. I love it.
So the private investigator sees a silhouette of a woman in the window in the home behind the motel. He asks Norman if anyone's home. First, he says no, but after being questioned more, he mentions it's his mom, but she's ill. So the private investigator tries to talk Norman into letting him talk to his mom. But at this point, like, Norman's getting tired of the questions. This guy's prying too much and getting too much information. Basically tells him in a nice way to leave.
Yeah, like, all right, buddy, you got to go.
Yeah. So he does.
Which I think we all would at that point, murderer or not. Like, listen,
you got to go.
That's enough.
Yeah. So he makes the private investigator makes a quick stop to a payphone to fill in Marion's sister about, like, his interaction, all that. He decides to go back to the motel, and he says, I'll be back in an hour or less and catch up with you guys. While there and looking around, the private investigator makes his way up to the home behind the motel and then just walks in. Because that's what you do, apparently. You just walk into somebody's house.
Just walked in.
He starts heading up the stairs,
and
then
too. That too. Like, come on, especially at night. That's the informal thing. Like, no, investigation or not.
No, it's first of all, you don't just barge into somebody's house. But if you did, as soon as you shut the door, you start yelling, "Hello!"
Yeah.
Hey, so and so, private investigator.
I knocked 45 times, nobody answered.
Yeah. Nope. He just quietly shuts the door and starts heading up the stairs. That's how you get killed.
That's exactly how you get killed.
Even in a non-horror movie.
Yes, but this, sort of a horror movie.
Yeah. Well, and that's exactly what ends up happening anyways. Mom comes out with a knife, and she kills him. Stabs him. He falls down the stairs. She runs after him, stabs him again after he lands. Blood everywhere.
Very stabby.
Yeah, very stabby movie. All right. Marion's sister and Sam are now getting restless because the private investigator was supposed to be back in an hour, and now it's been 3. So now Sam decides that he's going to make his way over to Bates Motel. Sam heads over there, but Norman isn't around. He's actually ditching the private investigator's car into the pond, too. So all I'm thinking at this point is, that pond's got to be getting pretty full of cars.
That's a deep-ass pond for as thick as that water is.
But, that's probably why the first one had a hard time sinking. Hit another car.
The compact.
Yeah. But Sam says he saw Norman's mom in the window of the home and kept pounding on the door, but she wouldn't answer. Marion's sister...
Sam's got the manners.
Yeah, well, you don't just barge into somebody's home.
You don't.
Whether they're home or not. You just don't do that. But also, they should have locked the door. What the heck were they thinking, too? Do you want uninvited guests walking up your stairs? Apparently so.
It's
then you
the middle of nowhere
them.
In the 60s. I can understand not having the door locked.
I wanted to yell, "Get with the times," but that doesn't really work here.
Yeah, closer to 100 years ago than not. So,
yeah.
Sure.
All right. So Marion's sister and Sam end up going to the sheriff's house, who doesn't think anything fishy is going on here, thinks the private investigator ran off, maybe in the hopes of getting that $40,000. Anyway, while the sheriff and his wife, Marion's sister, and Sam are all talking, the sheriff says there's no old woman who lives in that house. He says Norman's mom died in a murder-suicide with a guy that she was seeing. She found out he was married, so she poisoned him and then took the poison herself. And the sheriff's wife confirms all this and says she picked out the dress for Norman's mom to be buried in.
Wow.
So who's doing the killing?
Bum, bum, bum.
Or is someone else buried in the cemetery?
Uh-oh.
I have no idea where this story is going to go because, again, I've been wrong the entire way.
This is just great. I had all I could do to not try to film Naomi's reaction to the reveal of Norman and the mother and all that stuff. And I know the reveal's a little crazy, so whatever. But, I didn't want to be sticking a camera in Naomi's face and then she's going, "What the hell are you doing? What's going on?"
Like something's coming up.
Yeah. So that's if we get to something that's very, very surprising, big reveal, something like that, I'll do my best to sneak the camera around or something.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
All right, so Sam and Marion's sister decide to go to Bates Motel and act like their husband and wife just passing through. They sneak around to room 1 where Marion was staying, but they don't find anything. Sam does notice that the shower curtain is missing, though. I thought that would come into play, but nope, doesn't. Lots of redirection in this movie and things that just don't matter.
Hitchcock.
Yeah. Sam decides to keep Norman busy while Marion is going to decide to look for the old woman and see if she can question her. I feel like they're both going to end up dead. Like, at this point, just leave. You're
just cut your losses.
Yes, exactly. Cut your losses.
You two hook up. You two get together. And
it's fine.
There you go.
You know,
they sort of look alike.
I was going to say she's basically the same person. It's her sister. It's fine. That's a terrible thing to say.
Well, the sister knows probably all about Sam and who he is and whatnot. So,
Anyway, Marion's sister is searching the house. She's in the mom's room, which is crazy. Like, her search in the house is making me so uncomfortable.
Everybody but Sam in this movie is just, as rude as possible.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So she's searching in the mom's room. The mom's room still has, like, the indent of her in the bed. So then she checks out Norman's room as well. It's kept like he's still a child. As she's heading down the staircase, Norman is now running up to the house, and she's got to hide. So she makes her way to the downstairs, which happens to be like right under the other staircase. And she's kind of like hanging out there as Norman comes running into the house. He goes upstairs, so she continues downstairs to the basement, which I don't like this. That's how you get cornered.
Classic horror movie.
Yeah. Down there, she goes through one room, then makes her way to the second room. She sees an old woman sitting in a corner facing the wall. She grabs her shoulder to turn her around, and that's when we see it's a corpse.
Corpse.
As we've seen in so many movies and cartoons for Halloween episodes, Treehouse of Horror, the turnaround,
the reveal.
Scene. Yes, like, as soon as she put her hand to touch the shoulder, I knew what was happening.
Did you?
I knew exactly that it was going to be a corpse. I knew that for sure because of how many times I've seen that in everything. Ever before.
Yep.
Like, that's just the thing. So at this point, she's screaming. Norman comes running down the stairs, dressed like his mom with a wig on, yelling, "I'm Norma Bates," which was really freaking weird.
It's kind of hilarious, isn't it?
He's got a knife in his hand, but before he can stab Marion's sister, Sam comes up behind him and pries the knife out of his hand. Done. Saved her life.
The day is saved. The hero has arrived.
Now we're in the police station. We find that Norman was the one to kill his mom and her lover. And since then, he has this split personality. Sometimes he was himself, other times he was his mom. And sometimes he would have whole conversations as if him and his mom were talking. Marion's sister and Sam find out that he did kill Marion and the private investigator, and it had nothing to do with the money. He didn't even know about the money. And the movie ends as Norman is sitting in his cell, but it's not him anymore. The mother's split personality has taken over completely. There's a fly crawling on his hand, and his internal monologue, now as the mother, says, "I hope they're watching. I won't even swat that fly. They'll see, and they'll say, she wouldn't even hurt a fly." What the heck? Freaking intense, and what a creepy way to end a movie.
Oh yeah, and then that shot of Norman sitting there, and then with the skeleton or the skull superimposed behind.
The superimposed.
Yeah, it's a great ending shot. Great way to end. So we've done as far as big reveals and stuff like that. We've done a bunch that have the twist endings and things. I think one of the closer ones to this is. Come on, Richard Gere and Edward Norton, and yeah, you're not gonna be able to remember it either. So I'm just gonna look
Primal
it up.
Fear.
Primal Fear. Thank you. It's just that it's the title.
I just had
it's hard
to
to
think
pull that
of
title.
Movies that I've reviewed.
But would you? It's a pretty big, twist, I guess, like that, right?
Yes. I think Primal Fear's one was a little bit more because that was more shocking to me.
That really
as soon as
got
he
you.
runs down yelling, "I'm Norma Bates,"
No,
you're already starting to, get the creepy factor from this guy. He's he's not right.
With that corpse reveal.
Yeah.
That's the reveal. That's that's your twist outing there that mom's dead and has been for so long. So there you go. All right. Any final thoughts as we wrap up and before we get into our review questions here?
No, that's all I got.
All right.
I feel like that's enough.
Yeah. With those review questions, as we always do, who do you think is the biggest? I saw this question online. I like this one. Who is the biggest star? Who's the real star of the movie? Is it Marion? Because, they're chasing down her killer and what happened to her. And, we're watching her run from the cops to steal this money. Is it Norman? Or is it like the whole house and motel in and of itself? Because you get a lot of creeps from that house, from the motel.
I get it. The house and the motel have their place in the story for sure. Marion, you think, is going to be the main character, but she's not. I mean, she gets all her fame from that shower scene, and that's fine. But it's definitely Norman all the way. Not only is it because great acting, because he makes you uncomfortable. It's a freaking movie, and I was sitting there uncomfortable, going if I was talking to this guy, there's no way I would be in a back parlor with him. I don't think I'd stay at the motel. I think I would have gotten the keys, maybe did some things in the room and just left. There's no way I'm spending the night there. He is the main character.
65-year-old movie, and he's as unsettling as anything you've seen since.
Yeah, absolutely. And maybe more well done, because now you don't have extra fancy things. This was all 100% plain acting to be that creepy and unsettling.
And so, what do you think of Hitchcock's style now? Because you've seen the suspense combined with the score. And then I don't know how much editing you noticed, but that's a big thing, his cuts and different editing and things like that to make things creepier and stuff like that. But the score and the suspense,
The suspense and the misdirection. There were so many things that did not matter that I'm trying to place in this movie. This is a clue. This means something. No, it doesn't. No, it absolutely doesn't.
Absolutely.
So it's very interesting, and it does make me want to watch more from him. I at least want to see something else.
Strangers on a Train?
Well, see, now I know how that movie's supposed to go, so maybe not that one. But something so that I can, is my brain going to try to guess its way through this and be so thrown off again? I just want to watch something else and kind of experience that again.
Therein lies the game. So our review questions, as we usually do after Naomi's Under a Rock reviews. Did you like it? Is the first question.
I did. I liked it a lot more than I thought I would. And I hate to be like this, but black and white, older style movie. You got to be really good this day and age to be able to stand up to the movies that we have now.
Sure.
And I feel like it did.
And there's a reason people still talk about Alfred Hitchcock, for sure.
Yeah.
What did you know about it going in? We've kind of covered that. And
the shower scene.
The shower scene, you knew that, right?
Yeah.
That was it.
The squeaky noise, stabby motion. Yes.
And you thought it was Strangers on a Train, which would be your thoughts going in. That's the next question.
Yes, that was my thoughts. Just hearing that music, which
so funny.
I thought that's where this movie was going to go, which I thought was kind of weird, to be called Psycho and was going to be about two people killing each other's enemies. But I'm telling you, The Simpsons used this music for that.
That's what the Simpsons do. They mix and match and
Well, it messed me all up.
It absolutely did. Which I think Hitchcock got you with the misdirection, and the Simpsons got you with their ridiculousness, I suppose.
Yeah.
So, all right, what surprised you?
Well, probably the whole movie, because I was wrong about everything.
Yep.
That I thought anytime I thought I figured something out or something was important, it wasn't.
And you were definitely Bates Motel and the whole entire twist of the mother not being alive, right?
Yeah.
Which would be the big ones.
Yeah.
But good surprises in this one. I love it. Would you have liked it more or less if you saw it when you were younger? And, you know, what's a good age for 18, 20?
So I don't know. You know, this is a really hard one to try to figure that out. I feel like being younger, I think it would still, catch my attention more than some of the older movies or the bigger storylines that I always fear that around that 18 to 25 range that I probably wouldn't pay much attention to or get bored. I feel like I would still be interested in this. I wouldn't say that I would like it more or less. Maybe just the same.
All right. What was your favorite part?
Favorite part.
Could you find a favorite part, do you think?
I can't recall just like one part that stands out that's like a favorite part. Just the entire movie in itself was just well done. Probably weird to say. I think I actually enjoyed Norman Bates and his creepiness. The fact that a movie could make me feel like so creeped out about that
right?
without feeling like unsafe. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because like he's not here. It's not like watching like Paranormal Activity or something like that where like
the unseen.
Something spooky on TV and then I'm scared about it later. Like this, I'm not scared that Norman Bates is going to come out of my closet and, be creepy towards me.
I get it. I absolutely understand that. So I like the scenes that jump out to me the most are the ones with him and the private detective, where the detective catches him in the lie with the logbook, because that's so tense and so suspenseful and just so like that. And I also really like the scene at the sheriff's house, where the sheriff and his wife are like, she died, you guys.
Yeah.
And
I helped pick out her dress. Yeah, periwinkle blue.
Sam and Lila are like, what the hell are you talking about? Like,
right. Like, we know for sure what we saw.
And so, like, they're so completely away from the scene of the whole entire movie, but you still get this, like, incredible creepiness from that scene because, like, she's dead, y'all. Like, you crazy.
Yeah.
All right, what was your least favorite part?
When Marion's messing around with the money.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I swear.
In the motel room, right?
Yes. Put it away, girl. Put it away.
I love it.
That and again her reaction with the cop. I get she's supposed to be jumpy. She's supposed to be jumpy. It's whatever. She just stole $40,000. She's on the run. But don't make yourself suspicious.
Yeah, that's real.
The hell you think? That's how you end up killed.
It's just suspense. If that was on purpose, which I'm sure it was, the suspense of it all is wonderful. Would you recommend this to someone else who hasn't seen it?
Absolutely.
Would you watch it again?
Yes.
You probably want to now, right? To go back and kind of watch knowing the end. It's like a fight club.
Right. Instead of, trying to guess my way through everything.
Stop and watch if it's on TV.
Oh, possibly, yeah.
Possibly. It's a little. I feel like this would you want to sit down for this, but I could if it's maybe
I'm
a certain part.
Start this in the middle. You know what
Marion's
I mean?
losing her shit in the motel room. I got to watch this part.
Yeah. She just got stabbed.
So I take it you're happy you watched it.
I am very happy.
1960. It's 2025. Does it hold up?
Yes. It's still very creepy. I feel that something like this could still happen.
Yeah, that's a good way to. I love that. That's an excellent point.
There's a lot of weird people out there.
It's still absolutely, which is why I believe they redid it. I'm sure, within the last 20 years or something like that. It feels like I can see who was in it. But anyway, I'm pretty sure they redid it. And, because it's sort of a timely story. You can just be creepy as all hell.
Yeah. Very creepy movie. All
right, there you go. That's Naomi Lynn's Under a Rock review of Psycho, a really good one. That's how you come back, the second episode after a 4-month hiatus. I like it.
Right.
Spinal Tap to warm
off.
up.
Yeah.
Then you crank it out of the park with Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho from 1960.
And we're still into October, so we still have some scary movies to do.
Yeah, I'm sure.
We've got like one more weekend, I think.
We either go Freddy 2, Jason 2, or Michael 1. So I'm not exactly sure Michael Myers.
Michael 1.
Michael Myers. Halloween stuff.
Okay.
Like legit Halloween franchise, which we haven't touched at all. We're not horror people, but we'll get to a couple.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll figure it out for next weekend. We'll at least watch one more spooky movie for the season.
Yeah, we'll capitalize on the season for sure.
That's right. It's time for Thought of the Day.
I don't want a thought of the day, thought of the day. It's your thought of the day, thought of the day.
We needed something a little bit more upbeat after.
I know, you gotta. Should I play it one more time?
Yeah. Dun dun. Dun dun.
What is the instrument there? Is that the obamabo or whatever? I don't know.
Look at me like I know an instrument.
You don't know the string instrument? What am I trying to come up with?
I thought it was like a violin for the really light ones.
What's the tall violins that are fat?
Is it a cello?
Cello, maybe. I don't know. That's if I knew what it was.
This is a terrible question to be asking right now. This is not the thought of the day.
Whatever that instrument is.
It's spooky.
Spooky as hell.
All right. I got a better thought of the day for you. Lack of curiosity is a subtle form of stupidity.
Oh, okay. That's a thinker.
I like it.
Or maybe it's just my lack of curiosity.
Oh.
How about that?
So your stupidity is showing. That was kind of mean. I'm sorry. Luke, are you going to leave us with a laugh?
I'm going to do my best. You think that was mean? Wait till she hears these.
Oh, God.
Sandwich walks into a bar. The bartender says, "Sorry, we don't serve food here."
That's mean.
All right, you went the other way on that one. This bouncy castle is twice the price of last year. That's inflation for you.
Oh, come on.
I know, that's terrible. Singing in the shower is all fun and games till you get shampoo in your mouth. And it's a soap opera.
I've heard that one before. It's terrible.
You haven't heard the other two? You want me?
No.
You want one more? Should we try one more blind?
You can try.
I had a job in a calendar factory, but I got fired for taking a couple of days off.
So stupid.
Absolutely perfect.
You're so bad.
Absolutely perfect. Don't forget to give us a follow on socials. We're on TikTok and Facebook right now. Luke and Naomi On-air is where you find us there. Give us a follow. Follow along with all our goofy questions we ask throughout the week. We started putting up so many that we're not doing just one per episode, so we've got more coming. Check out Forward Fridays. We're going to do your weekend love hate lists on Monday as well.
Yeah, feel free to comment on those, and we'll talk about that kind of stuff on the show as well. Especially with those questions that we put up to all of that.
That's right.
Join the conversation.
If you want to complain about the episodes or let us know that you love it, preferably the latter.
I hope the latter.
I would
but we'll
prefer
take
that
both,
myself.
honestly.
Yeah, give us a follow. Facebook, TikTok, and of course YouTube, where you want to subscribe to get the notifications for all of our episodes and content.
And our website as well, lukeandnaomi.com. That's where you'll find these YouTube videos hosted. You'll also find links to other things like
deeper dives on each episode, more pictures, lots and lots of stuff.
And our charity organization and getting more information on them. There's already links on our website, lukeandnaomi.com. Last week's episode has some, and of course this one will as well.
That's right. Absolutely. Appreciate everybody back for another episode. That's 119 of them, whether you've listened to one or all 119.
I hope somebody out there has listened to all 119. Tell me you have.
Oh, I know. We know if you have. There's some hardcore, and I don't even know what to call our Luke and Naomiers. That's not right.
That's weird.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
We got to come up with something.
That's creepier than Norman Bates.
And with that,
I can't wait to
we're getting
start
out of
using
here
that.
That's creepier than Norman Bates. Yeah, you're only 60 years too late.
That's fine.
I love it. All right. That is episode 119. We're back next week. Same Luke and Naomi time, same Luke and Naomi channel. We will talk to you then. Until then, though, have some fun this week and be excellent to each other.
Love you. Bye.